Hey, what is up? Gorphobe here again. Guys, if you guys were on there with me with Killer's Moon, sorry about that. Just wasn't feeling it. Just wasn't happening. So I figured I'd hook up 1980 slasher classic, Prom Night, starring Julie Curtis and Leslie Nielsen. If you can't feel that, you can't feel this slasher. I can't feel this slasher. We just need to hang it up and say fuck. But I think it can be done. But do I give up? Do I quit? Fuck no, I don't quit. Here I am. Wasn't feeling that movie, but I'm definitely feeling this motherfucker. So let's kick some ass. Hey, Juno, what is up? It was interesting, Juno. I don't know if you've seen the last one he was around for Killer's Moon, but the people that were there, just a lot of people didn't know what it was. I don't think, and I hadn't seen it in a while. And the longer I watched it, the more I wasn't feeling it. And anyway, just wasn't happening. So while you're here, a lot of things are getting together and people are getting over the fucked up weird shock of the trade deceit. I'm not feeling I'm not having fun. Why do it? So let me get into a little bit of what's going up here. A week a week from last night, Monday, I will be doing I'll be starting my Italian horror giallo watches, my watch alongs, and I'm going to start out with 6 straight weeks of Lucio Fulci, and I'm starting out with 1979 Zombie next Monday at 11 o'clock. And then, well, and I'm doing this for like 3 months. I'm doing these Italian horrors, and those I love the shit out of, and almost everybody else does too. And next Tuesday, I'm going to be starting for about a month or two. I'm going to be doing some kick-ass found footage films, shit like Chronicle as of So Below, Afflicted, Wreck, Sacrament, Insane, shit like that. So, and this coming Friday, it will be me and my son, a 16-year-old son, and we're going to be doing a review. He's going to be doing most of the review. I'm going to be kind of covering color for him. I think he's going to do a kick-ass job. We're going to be doing 824 St. Law. So, what's going on? What's going on, Junebug, man? I just was not feeling it. Was not feeling that film, man. It's been a while since I'd seen it, and the subtitles wasn't working, and it it just wasn't happening. So this motherfucker, I know backwards, forwards, upside down, corner to corner, side to side, just whatever. So, but yeah, yeah. Long time to see. What's been going on, Junebug? How you been? You got anything coming up? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cool, man. Hopefully, hopefully everybody can dig into this. I know I can. I can carry this motherfucker. I just could not do it. The first time in 55 straight watches, 55 straight watch alongs, I could not feel it. There was no way I was going to struggle through another hour. Couldn't do it. Not that it's a bad film because it's not. It's just, I, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, here we are. And this is what we're doing. So, this motherfucker's on everywhere. Let me see. It is on Prime, it is on Peacock, it is on Tubi, it is on just about anywhere you want to find it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll get it. Anyway, guys, Junebug on the 10th is going to have the daughter of like one of the biggest horror legends of all time. Of course, I'm talking about Boris Karloff. You have his daughter Sarah Karloff, and she's going to be on his show on March 10th. There you go, man. I threw the pitch for you. Insane, funny, entertaining game. Cool. That's awesome. See, the thing about Cocaine Bear is I thought I don't know what it was I was hearing about it, but I actually watched the actual story. I'm sure everybody knows who Mr. Bolin is. Well, he did the story, and I thought this bear went crazy and attacked people and killed them and all this bullshit. Well, no, it just turns out that a couple of guys jumped out of a helicopter after they kicked their cocaine out, The bear went around looking for something to eat. He smelled something he liked. He went and ate one of the whole bagfuls. Got crazy, got a bunch of energy, took off running, sprinted across the thing, and then fell over dead. And then this guy come home later, found him dead. I guess that's the whole story. So that's the real true story. That's it, man. Yeah, that's it. That's all that happened. And I was sitting there going, because I was expecting to hear about eating motherfuckers and shit. And these, and it was like, I was like, that's it. He just got good and high and took off running. It's like, yeah. And I don't know. But yeah, um, no problem, Jim Bug. We're gonna throw that out there for you, man. Um, all mind pitching for fellow troopers, man. No biggie. Um, but yeah, he's got that going on tip. And like I said, on March 6th, I start my full Watch. And I'll be doing this for like 3 months. The very next 9 to 7th, I'm gonna be starting my found footage, cam footage watches. So gonna kick some ass. Like I said, it's coming Friday. Me and my son, we're gonna do Saint Maud. Saint Maud kicks ass. I'm a big fan of it. Let me see. Bears rough movie doesn't say an eat a lot of pain in it. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. That sucked. Really, older man. That sucked. That was a bummer. But let me get this rolling. So I can bullshit about it too at the same time, so that we're not going until 3 a.m. So if anybody needs any time to get going too, check us out along with me. Let me know. If not, here in a few seconds, I'm going to count down from 5. Like I said, it's on Prime and Tubi and everywhere. And most of us, if I know you guys, a lot of you guys probably have it. It's like I'm playing I'm playing the Synapse Blu-ray. I could have played the one or whatever, but the Synapse is easy to get hold of. Yeah, Ray Liotta, man, he was young. Yeah. So I am looking forward to seeing that. I usually don't get into that kind of thing a whole lot. You know what I mean? Because it seems to have that bit of silliness to it. But silly's good if it's done correctly. And I just get this feeling this might be one of those times. So what is he is that what he goes by? Is that his YouTube name or yeah, a name that we would know him better by? Usually we only got these fucking handles, you know what I mean? Hmm. Well, that could be a good thing and that could be a bad thing. She could hang it up after 20 minutes or she could let you go an hour. You never know. Just get in everything you want to know and find out all you want to know and everything, you know what I mean? Right up front, just in case. Because I mean, she is like just like you said, she's 85, so you never know, man. That's the username? Okay. I've never heard of him. Okay. All right. All righty. That'll work. Anyway, there it is, March 10th. Be looking for that on Jim Bug's channel. So all right. I'm gonna start counting this down. We're gonna go to prom night in 1980. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one I'm gonna turn down. I do know this film very, very well. Yeah, yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I did a lot of this shit when I was a kid. I played in a lot. As a matter of fact, the hometown that I'm from is from here in Indiana. It's Marion, Indiana, and we had several schools at one time. It was back around the time when they closed down some elementary schools because, like junior high school, and elementaries were kind of converting into middle schools. So they shut down 203 elementary school. Well, 3, 4, 5 years after that happened, the ones that they weren't using, they ended up being just kind of just empty buildings with broken glass, and ended up having graffiti and shit in it. So I remember seeing a lot of these buildings like this, and we used to fuck around in them all the time. There's another building that's even worse off than one of these. It was an old shut down dog food factory, and it'd been shut down since like the 60s or 70s. So anywhere you walked in that thing, if you walked around there at night, you could fall literally right through the floor. In fact, I did. I fell down an elevator shaft like 3 flights up. Me and a friend of mine, it was by midnight one night. We were getting drunk there when I was 17. We were drinking, hanging out. And I come walking across there, and I was paying attention. I was bullshitting, shooting shit. I mean, you know how I do on here. Imagine me drunk. And I was just fucking around, and it was dark. I mean, dark, but it was back off, way, way away from the road. And I remember I fell through, and I caught myself. And I swear to God, it was dark as hell in there. But the buddy I was with was sitting up over here. I swear to God, I seen the white of his eyes because they got so wide. I swear to God, I seen these things white, but they like glowed. And that shit happened. So I was this close from being dead. But I grasped on that motherfucker. I was like, dude, what are you looking at? Help. So it didn't keep me from going there at night and getting drunk. Made me careful. Now, who's seen Prom Night and didn't know after this opening part who the killer was? Now, that's one thing about this. I was kind of stuck between this and Terror Train. In both of them, you pretty much know who the killer is going to be. The beginning tells you that. In a way, this got a little more nostalgia, sort of. They both got a lot of nostalgia for me, but in another way, Terror Train's a little more interest to it because it's got, because the killer puts on different outfits and everything. Screen for cliffhanger. Yeah. Cool. Well, I actually Scream 4 um, I actually enjoy that one. I like Hayden Panettiere. I think her character is great in it. Not to mention the fact that she's quite gorgeous in it. Um, but that's not why I enjoy her character. But I love the killer. Um, I did this thing, and we were talking about. Matter of fact, the very first episode of In Horror for All that me and Knight did together. We were discussing what was most important in the Scream franchise: Sydney or who the killer is. I say it's who the killer is because if you judge the Scream films, in my opinion, the best ones are the ones that has the best impact. Which would be the first one and the fourth one. Second one's all right. Third one I can't stand. Fifth one's forgettable. What's going on, Ninja Man? I could not handle it, dude. I wasn't feeling it. So I'm done for now. But yeah, that's how I feel about Scream franchise. I don't know why people are so crazy about this Scream 6, man. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I hope it lives up to what people say. Really? Really? Okay. Lou, oh Lou. I tell you, my favorite character in this whole movie, Slick. How do you not respect a guy like that, man? The last thing that dude is Slick. Yet he's got the balls. I mean, you gotta respect him. He's got the balls. He said, "My name's Slick," and he's not, but he thinks he is. So I mean, you gotta respect it, right? Lou's an absolute douche, man. Good. Well, you didn't enjoy Jill as a crazy ass maniac killer in 4. I thought she was the best killer since fucking Stu and Bill, in my opinion. 5, I don't even remember it. See it twice. I cannot. I for the life of me, I cannot remember that film. Yeah, yeah. I'm I have my theories about Kirby. They I hope they don't do what I'm thinking they might do. I'm hoping they do end up making her like a final girl because she deserves it. She's got a great character. You know, she's a movie nerd. You know what I mean? A hot movie nerd. I mean, can't beat that. Of course, me and my friends didn't play Killers Are Coming. We didn't fall out of windows and shit. Of course, I fell down the elevator shaft, but I was an adult when I had. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The cool thing about two is Lori Metcalf, you know, playing Billy's mom. That was key. That, you know, because I mean, very few people play crazy as well as Lori Metcalf. I mean, remember Jackie and Roseanne? She was unhinged, man, completely unhinged. You know, she's what I always refer to as the X Factor. She was the X Factor in that show. I'll say that till the end of time. Now, me, when I first seen this original Prom Night and all this shit happened, and I seen the shadow come walking up there, you know, to the body laying there, I knew then, man, and I was like 8 years old, and I can remember thinking, it's that little girl's brother. That's the first thing I thought. What's funny about this film is this is when Leslie Nielsen was still playing, you know, the straight, serious characters before he started doing the Frank Drebin and all that shit. Matter of fact, 1980. I think isn't this the same year the first airplane was made? Maybe, but you know, we're all kind of. Yes, I am serious, and stop calling me sure. I know this is the same year that he made Creep Show. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, 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 he was. Yeah, she's always off the wall, man. You remember her playing the landlord in Leaving Las Vegas? The bitch landlord. Remember she was Elizabeth Shue's landlord? I don't know if you remember Leaving Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage, where he was an alcoholic. Yeah. So Leslie was busy, man. He was busy in 1980. And I think Creepshow was probably the goofiest role he had played up to that point. You know, playing I can't remember his name in that. I can't remember his name in that, but anyway, he's the asshole boyfriend or husband or whatever of Galen Ross. And of course, you know, she's seeing Ted Danson. And he finds out about it and decides to get revenge on him for fucking around him. First time I ever seen Ted Danson. Well, this really sucks, man. This night's just not working out for me. I'm getting to wonder. Maybe I should just go lay down. Maybe I should just lay down and go to bed. But no, no, he's there at the end. Um, he's right. He's standing right out there with everybody when dude comes staggered out there outside the school and falls over. No, they're not, man. That's like a news info, man. I just put that motherfucker. It's like they don't have the seal or something, you know. It's got a brand new flint in it. And if you don't got a good seal on them, man, all the fluid will evaporate. So what I like about this film is it's got a lot of good, got a lot of memorable characters in it. The mom's the one that you don't really see nothing of, man. She's not together. And years later, she's still it'd be hard to, yeah, anytime somebody introduces you to somebody and says, you know, she's cute, she's got a really great personality. You instantly, I said, I don't know why she's trying to play that shit off on him because he goes to school with her anyway, so he already knows. Don't play it off on somebody that already has already seen him, already knows him. Well, this guy here, the guy that he was talking about, the Mr. Sykes is who he is. He's like the groundskeeper and janitor type. He kind of does, kind of like but was it Jack of all trades, master of none? That guy was in several old Cronenberg movies. Man, he was in Scatters. He was in The Brood. The Brood. He's the guy that had that shit girl on his neck. Yeah, something about Luke. I don't know. This guy's fucking idiot. He starts all the calls here. I thought they were right on a couple of them, making them look like the same person a few years later. But then a couple of them, no. Like, let's see, what's her name? Uh, Kelly. I don't think Kelly looks like the chick at all. Really. Hmm. Well, that's a hell of a lot better than the situation I was in then, because I pretty much, I was expecting it to be definitely expecting it to be the brother. But, he walked away and she insisted on playing. The Jamie Lee Curtis role, the little girl walked away, and and he ended up coming back. You can see, here he is, slick. You gotta respect this guy because the last thing this man is slick. So if he's got the balls to run around and introduce himself as slick, like there's a part during the prom when he meets when they meet when these two Jude and Slick meet up with Jamie Lee Curtis character and Nick. They meet up at the prom, and he says, "Hey, I'm Nick," and he says, "I'm Slick," and Nick says, "I can see that." So he's a fucking smart ass. Yeah, that's about it, man. Really. The guy who played the killer is he's not a bad actor. Just a shit role, man. Buddy Repperton, yep, he sure does. Except for who Buddy Repperton always reminded me of. I think he looks like he looked like a fucking like a juiced up fucking Jim Morrison from the Doors. I always thought Buddy Repperton looked like Jim Morrison. Like if Jim Morrison lifted weights and Buddy Repperton. Yeah, me and Craven did a watch on Christine a few months back. We had a lot of fun with the Buddy character. Buddy had a badass car too. So Christine smashed it. Yeah, here she is. She looks nothing like that little girl. Nothing at all that played the little girl Kelly. Yeah, like if Jim Morrison was juiced up, you know what I mean? He got the hair, and you know what I mean. He's just like a rougher looking version, not quite as pretty as Morrison. Yeah, I always thought that. Just like I always thought Glenn Danzig's voice sounds like a rougher version of, he sings like Jim Morrison a lot. Mother, you know, here's Nick. I don't know why all the chicks like this Nick dude. You know, it's beyond me why they're all after him, and you know what I mean, just fighting over him and shit. Because this guy, man, he must move his ass good or something. I don't know. Okay, cool. That is very cool. Yeah, I'm wanting to get a hold of those. I'm I'm playing it late on it. And I've already seen them go up, so it really sucks. The second thing I've missed here lately that I want to get a hold of that I kept up pretty much on everything. Those two things, that and the Cauldron, See the Living Dead. I missed that too. So, and it's just gone. That I'm I'm looking forward to those. Looking forward to starting the Fulci Monday. It's gonna be badass. Might even have a couple of guests or something for that. I usually don't do that anymore because it'll give me a chance to talk to the chat and bullshit with you guys and everything. Really discuss the film. It doesn't give me a chance to do my commentary when I have a guest, when I co-watch. But I might for a couple of them on that. I still haven't seen that Stallone cut of Rocky Four. I almost wish the killer would have been this guy that they think it is. This maniac killer escaped from you know, or something like that. You know what I mean? She did two of them in 1980. She did this one, and of course, Terror Train. Kind of toss up between those two, and which one I like the best. I did see Prom Night 2, Hello Mary Lou, way back. Man, it must have been like probably like right after it came out. And I was, I was a kid. I was still 12 or 13 years old, so I was just expecting it, of course, so I was disappointed that it wasn't anything to do with any of this. But I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of like along the urban legend Bloody Mary line type shit. Kind of that type shit. What do you mean, a guest, Jimbo? Yeah, I feel the opposite. I like to do it on rare occasions, but I like the freedom of just winging it. Mm. And something different. Yeah, yeah, kind of like yeah, kind of like the howling too and shit. Just go off into left field somewhere. Oh, I used to have co-watchers all the time, but man, I had like 10 different people that I rotated between. Then I, like I said, I did shift trading, and this person, that person here and there, and I just wasn't able to, and a lot of times I ended up getting into a conversation that had nothing to do with the movie. You know what I mean? If somebody I hadn't seen in a while, or someone that I conversationalized and clicked really well with, we wouldn't even talk about the movie. Hmm. You know, like anytime that I would hook up with Ben from Cadaver, man, we never even did. We never even discussed the film. We would always just talk about our collections and just horror in general. So like I mean, there's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I love hanging with Ben. We have great conversations. He's cool as fuck. But I want to talk about the film some. So I need to redo Alien and The Exorcist. Because I want to be able to really talk about those because I'm really into those films, man. Yes, that's one of the ones. That's one of the Fulcis that I'm going to do. I'm looking forward to that. Nobody ever touches the New York Ripper. Nobody ever touches Fulci's Black Cat either, really. And that's a damn good one. Black Cat is. Black Cat's a lot of fun, man. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy New York Ripper. I like most of Fulci's shit. Toward the end of his career, he started getting kind of weak, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is just more self-serving for me. I don't know. I don't know if everybody, um, it's just two different animals, really. I like to do the mix up of I do the watch along, mix it a commentary, mix it a discussion, and I like to juggle all three of those things at once. And like I said, I'll jump in there and still have guests here and there. Like Ninja. Me and Ninja did the original Mother's Day. You know, we actually did commentary into the film and did the watch, and we bullshitted too. So I haven't given them a complete. I'm just I prefer it this way. And then and my watch just took off. So you know, it took off. My algorithm was not as good as it was say a few weeks ago because I started rescheduling a lot and I took weeks off and all that and that fucked with it. But shit, there for a while I was averaging shit between what 250 and 600, you know, in one night. Like I would get done with my watch and I'd already have over 500 fucking watches on or views on it. So it didn't hurt me. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Zombie 3. Yeah. Those fly out there, man. Those. Yeah. And to me, zombie flesh eaters, like zombie 2. Um, to me is one of my three favorite zombie movies ever made. I got like six zombie. I think there's six great zombie movies, and that to me that's one of the top three. My three favorite zombie movies ever made are Night of the Living Dead '68, Dawn of the Dead '78, and Zombie '79. And then of course the other ones after that is Living Dead Manchester Morgue, aka Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, the original Return of the Living Dead, and Burial Ground. That's my six. Burial Ground just because it's just so different, you know what I mean? Now, if you pay attention closely here on this part of prom night, when they're talking shit to each other, when it clicks back to Kim, the Jamie Lee Curtis character, and she's going to talk shit to her, you can see the boom mic come in over the top. Pay real close attention. Yeah, I mean, when you got Karloff, you got to think of something. Oh my God. Hey Ryan, can you locate some lighter fluid for me? Ah, I like this chick here. She's in a lot of shit. She plays an asshole in this movie, but yeah, Anne Marie. Trying to think exactly where it was, but I remember seeing a cut of this film where you can see the boom mic coming in over the top, and it's right around here somewhere. Yes. Yeah, it was right there. Maybe it was a different print, but the original DVD that I had of this, when I got like a $5 bin out of Walmart 15 years ago or something. That's the one I noticed then. I hadn't really looked for it then. But yeah, you could see it clear as day on that cut. It might have just been, you know, what I mean, might have just been one of those cuts. But I get my hands on it and I'll let everybody know what it is, so that way if you get a hold of it, you can check it out and see what I mean. It might have been on that one there. I didn't see it without bullshit. But like I say, you got this Lou, this big old dude, and then her brother's this little tiny guy, and then him and his friends that got to wear my ass because they Matt and come up and fucking triple team him and shit. And he's whooping all their asses too. I think it's fucking hilarious. There he is, yeah, Lou. I like when he's trying to make moves on her in the hallways. He calls him an ape. It does kind of remind you of an ape, sort of. Yeah, I cared nothing about seeing that Megan. I seen the previews, the trailers for it, man, and I knew I did not want to see it. I knew it was gonna be stupid as fuck, man. Um, just different little things like that dance routine shit. I was like, oh my god. And then the other part where something happened, they're standing out in the forest or woods or whatever, and she goes, maybe you should, you know, it's like, it's like, come on, man. Do we gotta have the doll making one-liners and shit? We gotta talking shit. It'd been a lot more scary if the Megan doll would just said, run. You know what I mean? She got to be like, maybe you should run. Corny mainstream shit, man. Not much of a mainstreamer anymore. I like gotten to where I really, really don't go for mainstream much, unless it's older shit. Right, right, yeah, yeah. Figured that. I figured Megan was figured he'd be like that. Yep, I figured. I could tell this by the trailer. Yep, I I've known for weeks that I didn't want to see that movie. Like almost from the very beginning. I guess they've already got a 2.0 that's getting ready to come out. Yep. Yes. I out of space, have been out of space. I keep having to, man. Funny how creative you get when that happens. Like I need to start a whole other room. real. I need a whole other room. And I'm gonna be waking you up early to, so we can do some stuff. I have my own. I need to find a spot for my VHS tapes. Matter of fact. Yeah, that's a bummer when you gotta put them away like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For one here, it's called Megan 2.0 or something like that. Yep. I kind of like the detective story that goes on here with this guy. This guy's a serious character, this detective. Well, plays Nick's dad. Yeah, like he's fucking convinced, man. This guy's coming around to kill people. So when shit starts going haywire, of course, they think it's him. See, that's how the kids got away to begin with, is because it just happened to coincide when he was running free and shit was going on, and they blamed him for killing. Um, name Robin, for killing Robin, and then he ended up fucking crashing the car and burning up and shit. Big, yeah, big finished basement would be cool. Cash grab, yeah. Then, oh yeah, I haven't seen it. I will probably never see that movie. It rubs me all kinds of the wrong way, man. To me, it is what is wrong with horror. If there's anything wrong with horror, it's that kind of shit. It's that kind of stupid shit. A lot of people may not like me saying that shit, but that kind of mainstream looking bogus. If you're gonna be mainstream, man, give us some balls. Don't make it the same old shit. Don't make it so predictable. Don't make it so cheesy, man. I mean, what is she, Arnold Schwarzenegger? She's got to make, she's got to make comments and shit. She got, they give her one-liners like she's Arnold, like she's Schwarzenegger. I mean, come on, man. It doesn't work in horror. Yeah, but yeah. There's Lou has like, she whips up there and slams on her brakes and slams his head into the dashboard. And he's like, hey, nice car. And then he immediately starts hitting on the car hop. Like this guy has no class at all. He's there with a chick. Of course, she doesn't give a shit about him. But he's still there with her, and he immediately starts, talking about her phone number and all the kind of or some shit. Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Everybody, if you haven't yet, please give me that thumbs up if you could. Helps me out. Helps me get out there. I could terrorize as many people as possible with my video. Yeah, yeah. Real solid play. Well, I'll tell you a few of them, man. As far as Dolls movies go. Dolls, the original Dolls from Stuart Gordon. Fantastic, man. That is good shit. Um, oh shit. If anyone's seen Heidi, you know, is what Annabelle should have been. If anyone's seen Heidi, it's kind of like a found footage thing. Yeah, it's what Annabelle should have been, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. This is one of my favorite parts coming up here. You got Vicky. She sticks her ass out. The poor Mr. Sykes. He's such a weird guy anyway. And then you got the part there when the window breaks and they come poking out of the fucking bathroom. She moons the poor guy, and he's just standing there with his tongue hanging. Literally, he's standing there with his tongue hanging out. Yeah, he is. Look at, he's like these days. She wouldn't dare do that these days. People are way too, what I mean, they're way too paranoid, way too aware of that kind of shit now. I haven't seen the series. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I, last year I was gonna try it. I just never got around to it. Puppet Master, yeah, 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 yeah. I like the first two or three Puppet Masters too. Dolls is my favorite. It has to do with a doll like that. That and the third story in Trilogy of Terror with the little Zuni doll. I haven't seen any of it yet. I didn't hate the remake as much as I thought I would. I really wanted to hate that bad, but I felt that they at least went in a new direction. Having him be all AI and shit instead of being possessed. At least they went there. At least they didn't try to, do a psycho on it and remake it. Oh yeah, the trilogy of terror is badass. That my older brother. Okay, I'll tell you a story. My older brother seen that when I think I was just a baby, and he was like 9 years older than me. He seen that thing like 9 or 10 years old. This is back, right it first came out in the early '70s or whatever. Um, okay, now fast forward about 10 years later, about 1983. Now I'm getting ready to watch it for the first time. It's on late night, like on channel 4 or whatever, locally here in Indiana. And my brother hears that it's on, and here he is at 19 at this time, and it had scared that little doll had scared him so fucking much when he was 9 or 10 that he stayed in his bedroom and didn't even come out and watch it. Made all kinds of excuses. That little Zimmy doll fucked him up so bad when he was a kid. At 19, he was still creeped out by it. It didn't creep me out that bad. I thought it was cool. Yeah. Well, they kind of didn't remake Chucky. I mean, it's not even really Chucky. Hey, Explorer, how's it going? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't really thought of that. Yeah, they did kind of, didn't they? You better, or maybe run that, Megan. Toss the leg over here. Toss the arm over here. There you go, Megan. Run that. Am I just silly, or do the prom night song and all this shit here that they play here at this prom? It's just it's just like as disco as it can get, man. Like disco wasn't even as disco as these songs in prom night. Prom night, everything is all right. Oh, too much on jump scares. Yes, thank you very much, Little Mike. Thank you. That is weird because if Russell Crowe wasn't in that movie, I wouldn't have given. I've seen the trailer. I would not have given it two looks. I'd have been like, but Russell Crowe being in it makes me go, what the fuck, really? Because he don't make silly shit. Usually. I mean, usually does. I mean, I kept an eye on him in several years, but I've never known him to make something fucking stupid. So it's like maybe there's something to that. Yeah, man. Oh, I grew up on prom night. It's all fucking yeah. It's nostalgia to me. This and Terror Train. And yeah, I ain't hate the Child's Play remake either. Like I said, at least they have the balls to try to go a different direction. At least they didn't try to make him possessed and shit like the original. At least, yeah, yeah. But I at least gave him that much respect. At least they made it AI instead of trying to having it be possessed by a serial killer. Like the original. At least I try to respect any remake that doesn't try to directly rip off the original. Unless it's the fucking Fog or the Prom Night remake. It's just dumb shit, man. It's just the problem, yeah, and they were made right during that that remake craze, man, when everything was being remade. Not surprised, man. Crow was in that movie. You know what the one with Tom Cruise, right? Guys, especially the boy who played Andy. Everybody can do that. Yeah, 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 exactly. Lost nothing. Yeah, no, because for some reason, man, nobody has the patience. You know what I mean? It's like a little story doesn't mean it's boring. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like I keep hearing people talk about that Skinnamarink. You know what I mean? And talk about this is the most boring fucking movie. I watched it, man. I enjoyed Skinnamarink a lot. It's real horror. I mean, it's not a horror film, but it's about real terrors, man. You know, I I felt it was well done. I didn't find it boring. You sit there. I don't know. That's my opinion. Yeah, yeah. Too many times lost footage. But the thing about the lost footage is though, Dolomite is if if you get a good one, they're real good. You know what I mean? Um, there's a few gems that are lost footage, man. I liked it. I mean, I mean, it's in its own way. I won't give it away. In its own way, it's really terrifying. Yeah. Oh, there's an Living Dead is absolutely one. Yeah, I wish they'd leave The Exorcist alone, man. The same motherfuckers that fucked up my Halloween shit. I really wish. Just imagine if Halloween 1978. Okay, I understand a lot of people like Halloween 4 and all this kind of stuff, and Halloween 3 is its own thing, so that don't count. The original Halloween 2 is pretty cool. In my canon, Halloween 2 is in the original canon. There's only two of them, right? Well, imagine this. Imagine if there had only been one Halloween movie, and the last thing we ever seen of Michael Myers was when he went off, was when he fell off, Loomis comes and looks, and he's gone. then that's it. 45 years later, we still don't know where that motherfucker went. He's just out there somewhere. Imagine the mystique that movie would have. Keeps the cases fucked up. Yes. 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 Now there is one that has, I think, an even more fucked up, more disturbing ending than the Peepsy tapes. A lot of people complain about it, but I think it's not one I've only seen it a couple of times in my life, and it's not one I just want to watch. You know what I mean? It's not fun to watch. This one I'm talking about isn't. But the ending part, the last 10, 15 minutes of it, is absolutely believable. The girl that plays the part, I think she does a great job, and it is disturbing. Yes, absolutely. Ninja's right. Megan is missing. That if you have a kid or oh my god, Chlorophyll's pretty cool. That goes so below. Afflicted. That's funny. Tuesday. That's when I'm kicking off my found footage Tuesday watch alongs with. So this next Tuesday, a week from tonight, it'll be afflicted. But yeah, the March ones. Well, it did turn out to be pretty decent. Man. There's also shit. There's a few good ones, man. The Sacrament by Ty West. That was a good one. Wreck. Did you guys ever see one called Meadowwoods? If you haven't, check it out. It's pretty good too. Um, but actually, The Last Exorcism is pretty good. The first one, the second one, the first Last Exorcism is pretty damn good, actually. Yeah, the last 10 minutes, that girl is so good and it is so terrible. She's just begging him, and to the point where she gets so desperate to where she loves him and shit, and it's just like it's fucked up. It's sad. It is so disturbing. I mean, she does, talk about the acting sucked. And well, yeah, the girl who played Megan sucked, but the other one who played a friend, the one I'm talking about at the end, she did a good job. Yep, yeah, and I guess it's gonna be, yeah. I guess they're working on it and doing it right now, from what I'm hearing. It's just Wendy. She's such a bitch, and she's an attractive chick and everything, and they got some money. She got a nice car. She likes a cool chick at school, but she's reduced to this fucking Neanderthal taking her to the prom because she's such a bitch. She's such an asshole. You know what I mean? Oh, oh yeah. So she was gonna be in. She was gonna be in this Blumhouse Exorcist. Poor old Ellen Burstyn, man. She's like in her 90s. I don't know why she would. I don't understand why she did it. She don't need money, man. Sacrament, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's Ty West, and it's got all of his people, and AJ Bowen, and all those people are in it. Yeah, good stuff, man. Um, but yeah, Wolf Creek, the first Wolf Creek, that's found footage. Have you ever seen Hangman? Found footage movie. It's got Jeremy Sisto in it, dude from May, and a few other things too. But it's called Hangman. He's in. Check that out if you ever get a chance. Chronicle. Chronicle's found footage. Chronicle kicks ass. I think. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm surprised Ellen Burstyn decided to do it, man. We usually just leave it the fuck alone. Haven't they done enough The Exorcist? I mean, Extra 3 kicks ass, but yeah. Remember, and that was a really early movie for Michael B. Jordan. He played Steve. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I heard. Oh, and it's an abomination, man. I spoke out. I mean, all you gotta do is go look on my Instagram, go look at some of my postings, and you'll find a big long ass thing that I talk about Halloween ends and Jamie Lee Curtis on there, where I really let people know how I feel about that bullshit and why it ended up the way it did. No, no, I did see a good amount of the first season of that. I never finished it, but when I seen it, wasn't terrible. But it's really hard to fuck with exorcism movies and shit anymore. You know what I mean? You just really can't. They're just It's just all been done so much. Yeah, yeah. Now the first 5 minutes of Halloween ends. I was like, whoa, that was actually decent. After that, I mean, when he's wrestling down Michael, taking his mask, I was like, what? I mean, he wrestled his ass down, took his mask away, man. No, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Mrs. Ninja. Yeah, I haven't finished the first one yet, but yeah, eventually definitely gonna do that. Now, doesn't that first season doesn't it have to do with doesn't it have to do with the Pazuzu demon? Yeah, they sure will, man. Sure will. Mm. Really strange seeing Leslie Nielsen and you're playing the straight man, playing the straight character. Yeah, because it's after this is when he started doing all the started doing airplane movies and naked gun movies. What I mean? Nice, beat. Thanks, I had stuff myself. Yeah, yeah. It's just I got to where I hated Laurie Strode character. It's like a completely different character. It's like they completely changed. I know she went through trauma and all that shit, but come on, man. The thing about that Laurie Strode character in the original Halloween was she was a very strong, level-headed, focused young woman. And I know that she's been through a lot of shit and all this kind of stuff that one night and all that, but she's not something she's going to let rule her entire life to the point where she's going to lose her daughter. CPS is going to take her daughter and she's going to lose her whole life. She's going to spend her whole life drinking. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. No way. No, not what that character was originally founded on. No way. 40 years later, she wouldn't still be struggling with this shit, man. She would got herself together. And it's pissed me off. I knew 2018, I mean 2018, I was like, man, she got way too much say with her character, way too much power with this character in the writing of this film. And she had her hand right in there and all writing of all three of them. And they became all about her and her family instead of Michael Myers at all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, they're finally getting around to that shit. Finally took all the power out of Sean Cunningham's hands. Motherfucker thought all the money should be his, I guess, just because he came up with the name and directed the first one. You know, you know, Victor Miller's the one that wrote all the rest of the shit. You know, and the motherfucker got paid one time for one movie and hadn't got paid since 1980. That's messed up, man. Millions have been made off of that franchise, and not one fucking dime for Victor Miller, the dude that made up the name Jason, that made up Crystal Lake, that made up Pamela. That's just some fucked up greedy shit, man. I think he should fucking ashamed of himself. He's kind of like he's kind of a talentless poop, though. You know, really when it comes right down to it. Cunningham doesn't have a lot to offer. Never really has. But when him and Wes Craven worked together, you know, Wes did all the shit, and you know, Cunningham just kind of, you know, I think Wes just kind of just let him kind of hang around, you know. Well, I guess you can hang around and watch. Well, the last house on the left, the house, you know, the Collingwood house was Cunningham's parents' house, so I guess he was useful there. You know, very well, Adrian. How you doing? Thank you for coming and seeing me. It's been a long time. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Give me a thumbs up if you would, so I can, you know, I enjoy terrorizing as many people as possible. And the more thumbs I get, the more people I can invade. Right. Organic, lame. Yes, it was, man. Yes, it was. You always charging your phone, ain't you? Oh, you just charged it? Okay. You and that phone, man. You and that phone, and you and your pizza. Really? I did not know that about Hugh Jackman. And he supposedly, I guess, decided to. I guess he's going to do Wolverine one more time in the new Deadpool, which I think will be interesting. He sucked. Absolutely, absolutely. Now you put it side by side with Terror Train. I don't know. I might like Terror Train a little better, but they're both so nostalgic to me. They remind me of when they both came out when I was 7 years old, seeing when I was 8. So it's like so nostalgic to me. Yeah, they should just yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. You know, a lot of people talk about Halloween 4 a lot. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'll agree it's good. But there's one thing that fucks up that movie. It's that joy fucking mask, man. I hate that fucking mask. I mean, he looks like he's happy to see you. That mask does. He's like, hey, how's it going? I hate that mask, man. How hard would it have been to go get yourself another Shatner Kirk mask and make it up? Have Tommy Lee Wallace do his little thing, do it with the hair and the thing, and have a decent Michael Myers mask. Halloween 4 would have been so much better with a decent mask. But I just can't get into it because that mask, he just looks like he's going, what's up, man? Yeah, he sure is. You greedy some bitch. Yeah, and you know, a lot of people, all of a sudden, a lot of people like Jace goes, I still hate it. I can't stand it. Yeah, yeah. David Copperfield, oh man, early David Copperfield. He's a young and then Wolverine is one of the G cartoons that make Australians, I think. Oh, Wolverine, yeah. Shit. Hold on, hold on. I'm losing you guys here, man. Okay. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Well, he looked kind of um. Funny H2O is it H2O one where he looks kind of like a punk ass. You know what I mean? He's just got the kind of this pissy teenage punk look on his face. That messed up. You know. And another mistake that they started making, Michael Myers, they have somebody wearing a Michael Myers mask, they started making it where you can see the eyes behind the black. That was a mistake. You should never be able to see Michael's eyes like that. Man, that would have been nasty, man. Of course, the Tommy in part five is a crazy, mean little fucker, man. Dude. I got more respect for Resurrection, man. I hate to say it, and Resurrection absolutely stinks. But I got more respect for it than I do Ends, man. Because at least they didn't let, Jamie Lee Curtis write Resurrection. She did. She wrote it, and she wrote it to her. You know what I mean? She named her price to begin with when she came out to do the trilogy. She named her price, and along with that price came so much creative control. You know, and that's exactly what happened to that trilogy. I know. I don't just talk out my ass here, man. I did my homework on this. She was in control of that. You know, she called the shots in that last trilogy. She's the reason why Michael Myers is in fucking hamburger meat. Exactly why. You know that that franchise, man, has taken more butchering and more fucking up the ass than any franchise I've ever seen. It's just unreal, man. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I got more respect for fucking Resurrection than I do Halloween Ends. Absolutely. It was all the build up to that moment where so she could kick his ass. So she could say something stupid like, "I used to think he was the boogeyman, but now I just realized that you're a man. You die just like a man." It's the stakes, man. That's exactly what completely against what John Carpenter wrote for him to be. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You guys get a chance, go check out my Instagram, look back at my old posts, look back around the time Halloween Ends come out, and read what I wrote there. I don't want to go through all that and go on a big ass rant. Ninja knows how I am. Adrian knows how I am. When I get on a rant, man, I can rant and go. And Halloween is something that'll bring it out of me every time. So just go back there and you can read my rant. And everything I say there was shit that I well checked into. You know what I mean? I did my homework, and every bit of that is the fucking truth. Check it out, for real. Yeah, yeah. It was all about her and her family instead of That's why I'm doing this thing that I'm called Altered Tales, and it's kind of like a what if, and it's going to be what if Laurie Strode hadn't survived Halloween 1978, and I'm pretty much done with the whole story, and it's going to be a thing that I do. I'm not sure whether to put up between now and then or to wait until October and do it, but I'm done with it, and it's going to be a three-parter. I'm done with part one. I'm just going to wait in the right time, put it together and edit it and put the whatever and this and that with. Yeah, and hell, if it was the goddamn paramedic dude, why was he jumping up on top of the truck and shit and fucking attacking him and shit? There's a big plot hole there, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they do something with Friday 13th, man. But I hope it's something good. It's been so long. Do something good with it. Don't do stupid shit, man. Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. Oh yeah. I kicked into that strong. When I see what happened there, I kicked into that strong. I studied that for days and looked it up and yeah, yeah. She named her price before she even agreed to do 2018. And it was pretty much set for like a free movie deal. And it was to her conditions and her creative control. Anything she didn't like or didn't want to do or wasn't, along lines with what she had in mind, she could veto. And she did. So she took power right out of their hands. Yeah, yeah. That series is gonna be on Peacock, I think. Oh yeah, man. I got part one of the whole part one of the story. The first part one, well, part one of it is going to be it's going to start um toward the end of Halloween '78, right there. The time when he's chasing her and that shit. And I'm going to change it right there. Like I said, it's going to be what if Laurie Strode had not survived Halloween 1978. And part one is going to be called "It Was the Boogeyman." And there's going to be another one. It's going to be let me see. Shit, right. I got it written down here. It's The Shape of Halloween. There's another one. And I don't have the third one yet, but yeah, yeah, man. Uh, Sometime between now and this coming Halloween, I'll have. I'm hoping to have all three parts up. Yeah, I've been talking about this for a while. Part one's been done for a good amount of time. It's all going to make sense. There's not a hole. There's going to be, and she's not going to be. She's she's not making it through Halloween. Yeah, Warner Brothers had to because Warner Brothers has been struggling for the last several years, and they lost a lot of money. Their best days are behind them, so they kind of had to join up. So yeah, HBO and M bottom up was the deal with that. Yeah, that Derek Mears was a big fucker, man, and he was a fan of Jason's, which made it really cool. I bet it was a lot of fun for him playing. Yeah, the problem with the Friday 13th remake is almost all of those characters in that movie completely unlikable, like Trent. I mean, dude, your tits are stupendous. Last thing I ever thought of when I had sex with somebody, a chick is calling the chick dude, or talking about the tits being stupendous. Dude, your tits are stupendous. Best thing happens to Trent in that whole movie is when he gets killed and Jason sticks into the back of the truck and the truck's driving away and you can see him stuck to the back of it. Or he's driving away and Trent's stuck to the back of the fucking thing dead. Oh, that's fantastic. He's such an asshole. Like when they're standing there in the liquor store or whatever, and he tells that one dude, he's like, "Oh, you better, blah blah, I'm gonna get mad." And that dude looks at him, and he's like, "Okay, what happens then?" Exactly. Yeah, stuck his ass right in the back of that fucking truck as it was driving away. Just killed him, stuck him back there. Like, dude, your tits are pin. Yeah. Do you really want to call a woman dude? I mean, come on. You go, hey, dude, but during during an intimate moment, dude, there goes the poor Slick, man. That I hated when Slick got killed. Blew up his cool little chick magnet van and his like pencil box full of joints. Really, it wasn't that bad. Michael Bay. Michael Bay's an awesome though. He's kind of odd. He just that's not his cup of tea. You know what I mean? It's just not his thing. Man. He's more of the action shit. You know what I mean? Explosions and shit. For the most part, you know what I mean? That's nah. I mean, her kids were stupendous, but doesn't mean that you refer to him like that or call her dude. I mean, fact's fact, but still, it is what it is, man. Yeah, the music at this prom is the most disco-y music I've ever heard. Prom night, everything is all right. Yeah, and that's also the one that's got the best boots. Yeah, he's a former porn director, wasn't he? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Deborah Voorhees boobs are the best one. She's a sweetheart too, man. I actually did I was in on the interview and shit with her. Oh, she's sweet. Yeah, I mean, hey, man, I'll give him credit. But I ain't anything negative, but just say, it's just very disco. Some discos all right, you know. Yeah, today's music, man. I just don't know what's happening with it. Well, Deborah Voorhees, she's just a fun chick, man. She's just cool, man. She's just a nice person. Yeah. Well, hey, you you can get it all in there, mixed with a good story. I mean, a good story, not some bullshit, or just some shit that's just there, just you know what I mean. Like for instance, good story, man. You got the original My Bloody Valentine. You got a love triangle in that motherfucker, man. I mean, that's story in a slasher movie. That kicks ass, man. I mean, when you're able to, successfully and effectively stick in a love triangle in it, kicking ass, man. That's why My Bloody Valentine is so badass. Ooh, oh, here's the problem with going back to the prequel and going back when he was a kid. You're gonna have to find somebody else to play Pamela. And man, Betsy Palmer, man, she's so fucking good, man, so good. Me and Eric said a few different shows where we talked about that. We had that one show completely dedicated to her. That one where we called it "Is Pamela Voorhees the greatest mother in cinema history?" Which she is, man. She is. She's the best. Kill for a kid. She died for a kid, and did. But can you replace Betsy Palmer? That's the problem with that. That's the problem with the prequel. Yeah. And what's cool about like I saw with My Bloody Valentine, it was a love triangle, but it wasn't all sappy and shit either. You know what I mean? You just had this shit going on. He took off. He got all cocky and obnoxious. Didn't let anybody know where he was going. He took off big city to make it big or whatever, and didn't tell his best buddy or his friends or his girlfriend he supposedly loved what he was doing. Left her high and dry. So in this year or so, whatever he's gone, she ends up being close to Axel. They get a little thing going there. And then he comes back in the picture and just expects to pick right up, pick her right back, and he fuck you know what I mean? And the dude wasn't having it. Of course, we didn't know he was killing motherfuckers, but Axel was killing people. But besides that, he seemed like he was treating her pretty good. It's just fucked up. He steps back in. It's like, oh, I'm taking my girl back now. And she's like, okay, almost. I mean, it was almost that bad, but it's a damn good love story. But it wasn't all sappy and all cheesy. It was written well. So it just goes to show that you can squeeze in a, you know, actual story into a 90-95 minute slasher movie. And you got especially when they brought out the unrated version, with all the other scenes and the full scene, like chick being stuck through the shower, and the dryer. You got the good kills. You got some gore happening. Do pick through here and the eyeball sticking out. You got the story. What I mean. It's all done just really well. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's one they definitely shouldn't touch. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Then I looked at my Blade Mountain anyway. I didn't realize there was an even better cut out there that had and it just showed they didn't have any big names in there doing the makeup, and that dude kicked ass. I mean, that was some damn good makeup in that mother. And when they said unrated, they didn't just add a scene or two. They added shit all the way to the point to where Harry Warden was eating a motherfucker's arm, and Axel was cutting his own arm off and shit so he could get away. He skipped the other side of the line. It had the shower through there. It had the old woman real flipping around the dryer. It had what's his name, the one that owned the bar, when with the pickup through the up through here and coming out of the eye and the eyeball sticking out. You know, that's a lot of kick ass scenes, man. It made a good slasher. What made slasher even better? And it's Canadian, man. Canada does good horror movies, man. This here, Prom Night, it's Canadian. Paul Lynn, uh, same guy that made one of my favorites of all time. You know, a lot of it's nostalgia reasons, but you guys heard me rave about Humongous. I love Humongous, and he's the same one that directed Humongous. The guy that directed this, and then you got all the Cronenbergs from Canada. You got Black Christmas. You got fucking Terror Training. I mean, just on and on. Yeah, yeah. Talk about the one before they made the American version with Raymond Burr, right? Yeah, Gojira. Yeah, yeah. Lord Enemy's another one. Remind, yeah, absolutely they did. Yes, yeah. What's funny about that mine is I did a watch party on it, a watch along of it like a week before Valentine's Day, and I was talking about some facts on there. They went through there and decided to use that mine. The crew came through there and cleaned that shit up so good that they come through and it was clean. It was a clean mine, and they're like, hey, this thing's supposed to be closed down forever, man. So they had to go through and dirty it the fuck up again because the crew came through and cleaned that motherfucker like crazy. It's like I guess dude came through and it's like, man, we're a clean fucking mine, especially when it's been closed down for fucking decades. It's been closed for like 20 years since the Harry Warden shit happened. And now, now, she was a quite a pain in the ass to him. He took care of Wendy. She was the big bitch, the one that was behind all she was the orchestrator of the kids, the one that made them all swear and threaten them all and all this bullshit. But shit, you go all the way back. I mean, all the way back to Black Christmas, man. Damn good Canadian horror. But to me, it's not a slasher. Black Christmas, but it's in its own way, it's really scary and it's really creepy. I got a story I've told on here half a million times. about the first time I ever seen that. Yes, it would. Oh man, can you imagine the slip covers they would do for that motherfucker? They would. Oh man, hell yeah, they would do a hell of a slip cover for that. Nobody does slip covers quite like that. Killers lose. The killers lose. Yeah, that's the guy that's in all the in all the Cronenberg films. Yeah, Mr. Psych. Yeah, this poor family. They went through all that shit with Robin, and and they think she was murdered instead of an accident. They think she was murdered by that one dude. And then now they're getting ready to fucking have a head roll down the aisle here when they're getting ready to crown Kim, the other daughter, prom queen. And then now they're gonna find out that their son is a fucking he's went back shit. Yeah, I seen that trailer. Oh man. I heard about it and I thought, hey, that might be all right. It's something I was gonna cover on Ann Horror for All. One of the newer episodes of Ann Horror for All. And I seen a trailer to it and I was like, man, this is so mainstream. This is so fucking today. It's so ridiculous. It's just, yeah, man. I was like, well, that's one I won't be watching. Yeah, yeah, and they're fucking with it. And like I say, I'm a fan of it. If you're gonna make a remake, change it around. I mean, don't make it just like the original. Try to be creative. This isn't even creative. This is little stupid shit. Stick it in there. You know what I mean? To purposely make it different. But it just feels so disingenuous and so today and so modern and mainstream that it just makes me want to gag, man. Hey guys, Gretchen, my fiance's in the chat. Hi baby, how you doing? Thanks for joining the chat. Give me a thumbs up, would you? Everybody say hello to my fiance Gretchen. Oh, absolutely no, you can't replace Isaac or Malachi. I got both the autographs over there, man. Yeah. But give a wave to Gretchen for me. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it, man. Thanks, Juno. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. There, he's getting ready to take off a little fucking what's his fucking name is now since you said Buddy Repperton, I keep thinking Buddy Repperton. No, Lou is his name. Yeah, Lou. Thanks, Don. I appreciate that. Who can we get? This is like 12,000. Yeah, this is the second remake. Remember they did a made for TV remake here, what, 10, 15 years ago. And the little kid in it that plays Isaac, he's actually kind of creepy in his own way. But it was just unnecessary. The couple was so unlikable. Anyone who's seen that one, that couple is so unlikable. All they do is argue and rip on each other and just. Well, I'm not sure in Halloween. I've still got to still some things that need to be done first before we can. That would be interesting though. But we've already got we've already got we got the ducks and she got the dress and all that kind of stuff. So we're prepared. Just a couple of little loose ends we got to work on. Yeah, I remember the first time I ever seen way back in the day. I seen Transform Part Two. Must have been 88 or 89 or something. And I remember seeing it. You know, I'm curious about that because both of those, I am curious about Salem's Lot because the one from like '79, I believe was, That was a pretty good one. That was a miniseries made for TV. And then they did that first remake, which was also a miniseries made for TV. This one, as a matter of fact, I covered and talked about this on either episode 3 or 4 of the End Horror for All. And I discussed it for a couple of minutes and gave some specifics on it. Um, it's going to be it's going to be regular running time. It's not going to be a miniseries, and it's going to go a little under, just a tad under 2 hours. Um, let me see what it is here. I can find it real quick. I'll fill you guys in on some length. I have it written down here. Go way back here. I am excited about Alien Romulus. I'm hoping to God they can save this thing. Shit, I'm not sure which book it's in, guys, but yeah, I guess it runs a little under 2 hours, and sounds interesting. I'm curious. Okay, it's written by Paul Monash, produced by James Wan. That worries me a little bit. Um, Doberman is the writer. Yeah, it's gonna be 113 minutes. So. Yeah, similar remake. Like original films, yeah, man. Got some genuinely creepy, scary parts in it too. It is, yeah. You're right. I did see someone saw it with Hamilton. Yeah, but she was such a bitch, man. Show about the one that, yeah, they were so unlikable, man. Well, Linda Hamilton's not exactly anything to sneeze at. I loved her in the original Children of Corn and the Sarah Connor, man. Always been a big Linda Hamilton fan. Ah, yeah, man. Yeah. Like when the kids outside scratching the window. And what's his name? Played Orville and Every Way But Loose. Oh, fuck, what is his fucking name? Oh, damn it. And he was also in Devil Rejects. Fuck, what is his fucking name? I can't remember, man. When he's sitting in the rocking chair going, look at me, look at me. And he just, yeah, it's just, they did a good job on that, man. Toby Hooper is criminally underrated. Criminally. That's another rant that I could get on if I wanted to. I already warned Ninja about it a lot. Yeah, I forgot about Return of Salem's Lot. Another making, yeah. Jeffrey Lewis, thank you very much, buddy. Orville, I fucking love it. I love me some Every Way But Loose and what you can. Who's this? Echo, huh? Echo. Beverly D'Angelo? Yeah. Echo, huh? Echo. Yeah. Saying, look at me. Yeah, look at me. He does all like weird shit. Yeah, it's creepy. Looking forward to it. They're out with another subspecies? Radu? In which way you can is entertaining too, man. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just, there she had to kill her own brother. That's so fucked up. Her whole family, she's fucking dead. You can just tell she's just gone, man. She is gone. It's over, man. All he was doing was, you know what I mean? And no one knew but him. No one knew. Right? Yeah, right turn, Clyde. One of my favorite things about the Police, man, is that fucking biker gang, man. Sha na 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 na. Sha na na na. Oh my God. The Lord made his men, or made his men out of clay. Mine, he made out of shit. Sha na 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 na. Oh man. No matter where those dudes go, they get their fucking ass beat. It's hilarious. Like the old woman. Yeah. A whole goddamn bag of Oreo. Stop that, you goddamn baboon. No respect. No nothing. Ruth Cordia, yes. He is a. When she's explaining to him, he's crapping all over the house. 12 ribs, my. The cops come up looking for Philo Beto, Clint Eastwood, because he beat their ass in the bar, looking for him. She see Philo Beto, and she thinks they're talking, and she's talking about Clyde, and she's talking about how he's running around crapping all over the house and shit. So they think it's Philo, they think it's Clint Eastwood just crapping all over her house. Oh man, funny shit, man, funny shit. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, she's always great, man. Yeah, Rosemary's Baby, yeah, yeah. The whole goddamn bag of Oreo. Stop that, you goddamn baboon. Yeah, him and Clint Eastwood, Burt Reynolds and Clint Eastwood, yeah, they were rivals, man. That's that City Heat that they did together, the one movie that they did together, man. Burt Reynolds ended up getting hurt, get smashed with a real chair in that and got hurt his neck and shit. His neck was never the same again. Oh, see. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's died a month or two ago. Yeah. We had the right names. You should tell her you ate my whole goddamn bag of Oreos. No respect. No nothing. No. His ape. Oh man, you guys got me going on fucking every triple loop, man. I don't believe none of that shit. No, it's fun. Yeah. Prom night, man. Prom night, yeah. It's a good one. I made a strong comeback in this one, Junebug. I made a good choice. Like I said, nothing wrong with Killer's Moon. It's just, I wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't happening, man. That's why I just looked at it and I said, fuck it, dude. I'm going to put something else up. Come and join me here in a few minutes. Because I'll be damned if I'm going down like that. I'm way too far. I've gotten too damn good at this for that. So now, ass officially whooped, I would say. Great time, you guys, man. I'm done, man. I was not expecting to get into every Flip Blue stuff. I fucking absolutely adore it. That's what it's it's great stuff, guys. Yes, his jaw, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I was watching the autopsy with Michael Michael Hunter, I do believe, what does the autopsy show on Reels. And he was talking about that. That's a damn good show. So is Breaking the Band. Reels can do some good shit, but yeah, those of you who are Italian horror fans and Lucio Fulci fans, especially, join me next Monday night, 11 o'clock. It's where I start. I'm starting it out, and I'm kicking it right off. It's going to be 6 Mondays in a row of Fulci, and then I'm going to go from there, and I'm going to go to Argento. But I'm starting this motherfucker out with Zombie from 1979. Um, thank you for coming through, Dolomite. I appreciate it. Come back and see me. Come back and see me next Monday. Or anybody that knows Ocean Chicks Films, um, she's doing an interview with me this coming Thursday. She decided not to do it live. She's gonna pre-record it off StreamYard and she's gonna edit and all that shit. But she's gonna be putting it out. So look for Ocean Chicks if you want to see an interview with me. Um, if you give a shit. Uh, Other than that, Friday night I will be here with my son and we will be talking about and reviewing St. Maud. That's gonna be kicking ass, man. And like I said, Monday Night Zombie, and then Tuesday night it will be a flick conflict film afflicted. Thank you guys for coming through. I really appreciate it. Had a great fucking time. Thanks for coming through, Adrian. Been a long time. Come back more often. Damn it. You're my first subscriber. You already come see me anymore. But thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Thanks for all you guys saying hi to my fiance. She's a sweetheart. Much love. Much love to you guys. I will catch you guys later. And don't forget that I am Gorphobe. And you guys are not. Have a great night. Well, morning.